Hey, Chicago, what do you say? This is the CHGO Cubs postgame show presented by PointsBet. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Luke Stuckmeyer here with Cody Delmendo. That is on Twitter at Luke Stuckmeyer and Cody_CHGO. Ryan Herrera hopefully joining us from the ballpark at some point during the postgame show. Cubs lose 6-5 to the Rays in the second game of the series. Rubber game tomorrow at Wrigley Field, and Cody, still an opportunity to win the series despite this loss.
Yeah, I like your little spin zone already, Luke. I would say you're the one that's a little bit more negative than me when we're sitting on the couch, so I like that spin.
Natalie wants to know where was the walk-off on the chat.
Oh, man. It was Suzuki left on deck. If VR or someone would have just got on, might have had the walk-off.
Listen, those poor people sitting out in the cold, the last thing they wanted was a tie game. You either want to win the game or go home at that point.
Yeah, we were kind of rooting for 2 runs or nothing.
You got to take one for the team sometimes, you know? Listen, the Cubs showed something that they've been showing this season, and that is, we used to say Ricky's boys don't quit. Right? Well, now it's Rossi's boys don't quit.
Rossi's
boys don't quit. They keep battling back in games even when they lose. And they fought back multiple times in this after being down 4-0, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 4-0, and they fought back. So I like the fight.
Yeah.
Still above 500. Still a chance to win another series.
Yeah, Patrick Wisdom with that 2-run homer after the Cubs got that 1 run, made it 4-3. You kind of... It undoubtedly reeled me back in. I was back in on thinking we were going to win the game, and then you know how that goes. But it was good to see them fight back, and they didn't do it one particular way. Late innings, we had the wild pitch. That was because of the Rays, but you had that Nico get the RBI triple. Wisdom's homer definitely helped get the offense going, but we saw a little bit of everything like we have been seeing all season. So
Patrick Wisdom comes in. He pinch hits. He's now 8 for his last 15, 7 RBI, 2 homers, and 5 doubles since. We told everyone not to panic. So
not that we're counting.
No, and again, we're not saying he's going to be an all-star. We're not saying he's going to be a piece of the future. We're not saying any of that. We're not guaranteeing anything. We just said there's no reason not to play him right now. Right. Go ahead and put him in the lineup.
People were saying that we should just go ahead and DFA him now.
There were angry people on Twitter, not on our chat usually.
Yeah.
Everyone on our chat's mostly, I think they're with us a lot.
Yeah. It's actually kind of, I'm not really surprised to see more positive comments tonight. There wasn't anything from this game that really sticks out that, makes me angry other than, we make the comeback, then we give up some runs. Maybe we can pick at the bullpen. Maybe David Ross should have used some different guys. I don't know. I guess you want me to get – that's me getting real picky about, if you want me to get angry about something.
Well, you were angry about your shoes earlier.
I was.
I didn't want to go too early into this, but, somebody said you're wearing clown shoes tonight, Cody.
Yeah.
And these are expensive Air Jordans.
These are Jordan 1s. And so if you're not on Twitter –
and we talked about them last night again. If you can't see them, they're an orange push-up. Combined with
is that
like a grape sherbet, maybe? Sherbet?
Anyway,
sherbet?
On the CHGO Sports Twitter account tonight, or earlier this afternoon, we posted who has the best kicks in the office tweet, and these shoes were part of it. And
They're new. They were new yesterday.
Yes. It was all fun and games until some guy decided to call them clown shoes in the comments.
Right.
And it's not Natalie.
No, but you've ruined Cody's entire week.
Yeah, this is...
He came in here with the confidence that he had his creamsicle shoes on. He was ready to go.
Ginger's got it right here.
He took them out of the bag. He brought them in a velvet bag.
Ginger says, hey, like Madden said, if you look hot, wear it. Yeah.
Brendan Miller, great shoe choice tonight. Luke, thank you. Went Adidas tonight.
Oh, yeah. Luke, I'm never putting your shoe game down.
No, I'm really not putting your shoes down. I told you I liked them.
Yeah. Well, someone in the comments on that tweet, though, they called them clown shoes. That honestly, that ruined my night more than the Cubs did.
It didn't just ruin your night. Your week. Your whole swagger changed completely.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The Cubs were rallying, and then all of a sudden,
Ryan says, shoes are dope, Cody. Don't let them get you down. Thank you. Appreciate that. We got the chat. We got all the supporters, leading the charge.
It's mostly
I appreciate that.
The angry Twitter people. They don't want your shoes. They don't want anybody to be happy.
Like, why can't people just not be miserable, man?
Twitter's an angry place most of the time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, let's talk about some of the positives.
Okay.
The comeback happened because of several reasons. One, Jesse Chavez did a nice job after Justin Steele struggled. And, we were kind of wondering I thought Chavez was good.
He was good in that very first, after they got within one run.
Gave him 2 1/3 and no runs.
Right.
The results were there.
The second inning he was in there, he definitely got some help behind from his defense.
Yes.
And honestly, he was kind of due for some because he'd been getting hit around a few previous outings. So, for me, after this game, it's like, okay, you're getting some confidence going. You're getting things going. Joey in the comments, he says the relay throw heard around the world. Yes, Ian Happ to Nick Madrigal to Wilson Contreras. I was told Nick Madrigal can't throw a baseball. He threw a baseball tonight from shortstop to home in that scenario.
That really was a crazy play. 2 reviews during this game, right? The first one really did change the game. He was definitely safe at first. Rosarena beats it out, and then they get an extra out of it, and then Franco hits the 2-run homer that kind of runs Steele out of the game a little bit. But that was the first thing, and that was the correct call. I don't know why they were trying to figure out what was going on at second base.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. That was clear.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But so they took long enough. They got that right. It ended up costing the Cubs 2 runs.
Right.
Then you get that play at the plate, and I'm still not sure 100% personally that he was out, but that was the call on the field in live action, so I think they didn't have enough to overturn it.
Yeah.
You couldn't, on the angles on Marquee, you couldn't quite tell if he actually touched his back. The angle we saw over and over looked like he definitely tagged him on the back. And then you get the great reaction from Wilson afterwards, shaking his head and giving the slashed throat twice. I wonder if he will hear from the league about that. In the NBA, you would definitely hear about it. Oh, yeah. And the NFL, you would hear about it as well.
Well, either way, I don't care.
It's a great gift now.
Yeah, it's a great gift. Can't wait to use it on Twitter one day. It
was a good relay.
Yeah, the relay was great. Again, it was right after the Cubs had just got back in the game. So, as I always say, I love a good shutdown inning. And the Cubs got the shutdown inning there. Unfortunately, the Rays bullpen, the way they pitched tonight, I don't know enough about the Rays to be able to say, because they start with an opener who threw to 6 guys. Then they brought in Fleming, and he pitched for 3 or 4 innings. I don't have the box score in front of me. And then brought in all these other dudes, and they're all just, shoving it down our throats. And honestly, what we did in the 7th inning, a lot of it had to do with that guy's control. Not to take anything away from the Cubs' offense that inning. They got on base. They, tried to make things happen. But, yeah, the Rays pitching tonight just kind of – I know we scored 5 runs, but I think once you get past the box score – their pitching really did kind of carry them tonight.
They didn't have a ton of hits,
Right.
Nico Horner was another guy that had a pretty good game. He comes up with that triple to try and cut the lead one more time. And
right.
You're saying there's a chance. Just when you think it's over, Nico reels you back in.
Yep.
One more time. Cody was riding the roller coaster here tonight.
Luke, we're going to sit on that couch over there by that TV all season, and whenever they're down, and be like, just reel me in a little bit. I want a little taste going into the 9th inning. Give me a reason to get really excited, to either get really excited or get hurt again.
You almost jumped out of your clown shoes at one point. I thought that was certainly going to happen. You got so excited with that. Every time they would cut it to 1, you were like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
That's why I love baseball, man. There's always a chance until that last out is made, man.
So some different things. We saw Wisdom playing center field.
Yes.
Which, if Ryan jumps on, we want to see if that was addressed in the postgame. I don't think we've ever seen. I personally have never watched a game where he's moved into center field.
I think they said on Marquee that it was the first time he had ever played center field. So,
is that the Cubs trying to find a little more value there?
Perhaps.
Obviously they love guys that are.
Yeah. I remember pointing out he made an out, like a fly ball was hit to him, and then a guy tagged up from second to third, and he ended up making it, but Wisdom made a pretty good throw if it was on line.
He wasn't happy with it, but it was an okay throw.
Right. I mean, this is the first time he ever played center field. I mean, for us, not really knowing if he could actually do it,
right,
the throw and everything to third base, even though the guy was safe and the throw was offline, I mean, at least we know he has the arm that he could, if they had to make a throw to the plate, he could do it. You know what I mean?
Or if you had to just move guys around in an emergency, now you know you can put them out there. I guess.
Don't think it's going to be like a normal thing.
He's not going to be your everyday center fielder.
Right.
I will say on the one play here at the end, he took the fly ball. He almost looked like he laughed when he caught it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's just, I mean, the lighting at Wrigley Field is not great, especially in the outfield.
Yeah. There's
no lights out there. Mm-hmm. So that's a tough time to get your first action in center field. You prefer it to be, a day game, I would think.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting that they tried it out. And, yeah, I mean, you know how the Cubs are. They love versatile guys.
Right.
So I know a lot of people, like there were a few people in my mentions who were like, oh, they should have just moved Nico out to center because he's been talked about how they could use him in more of a Ben Zobrist type role, then move VR to shortstop and then put Wisdom at third. But the way that Nico's been playing defense at short, I was kind of like, I kind of like that they left the things the way they did. I mean, I don't know. Could they have just put him at the DH and taken whoever was in the DH out? Like,
I suppose.
I don't know if that would have been possible.
I don't know. But Jack's going to bed. Jack on the chat. Guys, I got to go to bed. Great show as always. He's gone. Well, say it tomorrow and
Jack
let's get that done.
He was in the stream for the Bet Show today, so shout out to Jack for following along.
He also had a really good comment tonight. Don't let the Rays slow start fool you. They're a really good team. I think that's something that maybe fans look at this team like, oh, we don't know if the Rays are really.
Oh, they're one of the
good
teams.
Oh, for sure.
If you had to pick a winner in the American League, it would be the Rays. Would be on that
list.
list.
Maybe that's why the comments aren't necessarily super negative tonight too, because
if you take 2 out of 3 from the Rays tomorrow, you got Stroman on the hill,
right?
And you do need him to pitch some innings because the bullpen's been used now.
Right.
What did you think of Steele tonight? It was the 4th inning where he really started to struggle.
That first inning, he got 7 pitches. Threw 7 pitches in the first inning, and then, it's just kind of after that, he walked
super efficient in the first inning.
Yeah.
And you thought, wow, he's going to come out and do it for a 3rd straight time.
Yeah. He walked 3 guys in that 4th inning before Ross came out and took him out. I know I didn't like the matchup with him and Franco because Franco's been mashing lefties so far this season. And also, he's clearly the best player on their team and one of the best upcoming players in the game. But yeah, I mean, he made him pay tonight with that homer. That ball was murdered.
Yeah, it was a no doubter on a cold night. Like it wasn't even. I tell you what, Wisdom's home run was a no doubter too. That was crushed.
Yeah. Wisdom hit one. Both of those were probably the hardest hit balls tonight. But yeah, as far as Steele though, I mean, it's hard for me to say anything real positive about it. I mean, couldn't get out of the 3rd inning. He walked guys and giving up that homer didn't help. But if they wouldn't have had it replay, they would have got out of that inning, and who knows what would have happened. I don't know, but I don't know. I think right now he's still, coasting, I guess, in a way, in his role. But I'll be interested to see what's the next start. Because, the last 2 starts
how do you bounce back now?
Yeah, the first 2 starts are really good. Now he had a setback. Now how do you bounce back? And he's the type of guy, from what I've been able to see, that, he's a gamer. He's a guy. He's a competitive, super competitive guy. He's probably already thinking about that next start. So.
Right. Now, you've been fairly vocal on this podcast about your dislike of the shift.
Oh, my God. Don't get me started
Again, I
about
said
the
shift.
The shift.
Man, it got Ian Happ.
Yeah.
Right? That was another opportunity
was that
to do
the
something.
7th inning? Yeah.
I am sick of it. And not because it hurt the Cubs on that play. I personally am looking forward to that going away.
Yeah.
It's just kind of over. It's like watching a rec league softball game type thing, right? Like
Right. Well,
I don't need somebody playing short center and.
It's kind of like there was a tweet kind of going viral on baseball Twitter tonight from Jesse Rogers, and it was just the outfield in Detroit when the Yankees in Detroit was playing, and I guess Detroit had like 4 guys in right field.
They had a left fielder, but nobody on the infield was on the left side, and in fact, they weren't even over second base. They were like. The third baseman was like, I think like 5 feet
and
to the right of second base.
And this was like defensive alignment for Anthony Rizzo. And I mean, I know they always shifted when Rizzo was in Chicago, but like, I don't ever think they shifted like that. And like, I don't know. Like, I get wanting to have that flexibility to move guys for defensive reasons.
I know.
But putting that many guys over on one side of the field, I mean, I've told people forever that I think Schwarber and Rizzo would be 300 hitters if they played in like 2005.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm done with the shift. I'm done with he came off a millimeter off the bag at second base trying to slide into second.
Right.
I loved it when Javi was making the tag, but I'm over that. And then we heard about the minor league game that Jeff Passan said was.
Oh yeah, with the
how long
clock?
was it? 2.
It was an hour and 54 minutes. I believe.
So that intrigues me.
Yeah.
That intrigues me as a sports fan. You know,
right.
We had the NBA playoff game on one monitor, and we had the Cubs game on the other monitor. And this was not a slow major league game. There was action. We had stuff going on. It was 6-5. But when you see the pace of the NBA on one monitor and the pace of Major League Baseball on the other, I understand why some kids are drawn to the NBA over Major League Baseball. It's an acquired taste, baseball, but I do think you'd be able to start drawing some of those kids back over to baseball by speeding up the game somehow without ruining the basics of the game. And if that pitch count didn't do that, I'd like to see what that's like.
Yeah.
Pitch clock.
Yeah.
Pitch count.
No, I agree. But I mean, as far as the shift, that
can go.
It hurt Ian Happ and the Cubs' chances tonight. And Ian Happ hit the ball hard. He hit it, I think it was like 101 miles per hour exit velocity. I mean, you can't hit the ball any harder. And you know what sucks is that going into the box score, that goes in as an 0 for 1. And then people are going to sit on Twitter or wherever and be like, this guy sucks. And it's like, have you looked at the advanced numbers on why this guy went 0 for this or 0 for that? And that's why I always try to, bring people down on, if this guy went 0 for 3, 0 for 4. And it's like, you know what I mean? But Ian Happ didn't go 0 for tonight.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of reasons why there's guys who maybe don't get as many hits as you think they might. And the shift has a big part in it. Some guys just cannot hit to the opposite field. Like, they
guys
just
are
can't.
throwing 100 miles an hour now. It's not that easy to just like, I'm going to hit it to the other side.
Right.
Completely the other way.
And you don't want your best hitters going up and bunting down the third base line or the first base line, depending on what side of the plate
I
you're
don't.
on.
Although the dash law says shift happens, Luke, which is true. It is true.
Love a good dad joke.
How would you change the shift just real quick then? If you're going to are you going to have at least 1 or 2 players play on the left side of the infield? Is that how you would define it? Or just curious.
And it's going to have to. It can't be just left of second base, because then they'll just stand next to second base. You're going to have to make it within like 10 feet or arm's length of second base. Okay. You're going to have to identify a distance left of second base.
I mean, I think the best example of how it's ruining the game is that tweet that I was talking about with Detroit and the Yankees. Like, that just sucks in my opinion. Now,
I want to see more offense. I don't want to see
for sure.
more
I get that.
ground outs that should be base hits.
Right. And then the reason launch angles become such a thing is because teams want their players to hit the ball in the air more because of this type of stuff, because of the shift. So, I'm always like, if it benefits the Cubs, I love
it didn't decide this game in any way, shape, or form. It was just, it comes up about 3 or 4 times a week where you're like, that was annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
It was annoying.
Right.
Let's go back and look at our Who You Got. So last night, we didn't have a pregame show for this game, so after game 1, we made our picks for Who You Got, and you took Suzuki in game 1.
Yep.
So that gave me the opportunity to have the first pick for this game, so I took Suzuki. It looks like Ryan took Doug Bruno. And
no pick from Ryan tonight, so we chose for him.
Doug Bruno. That's
Doug
singing.
Bruno.
I don't know if singing is Doug's best trait. I'll just say that. And you went with Nick Madrigal.
Yeah.
So I get a win, right?
Yeah, that did not work out for me. Nick Madrigal's highlight tonight was that relay throw. So that's it.
Listen, that was a nice relay throw. But Suzuki is so worth the price of admission right now. It's unbelievable. Yeah. He's been on base in all 11 games he's played in Major League Baseball.
Right.
11 straight out of the gate.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the hitting streak ended tonight because he went 0 for 1.
Right.
But 3 walks.
3 walks.
And what's crazy is his slash line went down. I think Michael Cerami tweeted that tonight, I saw. And that's just funny. Like, he walked 3 times, but his slash line decreased tonight because he went 0 for 1. So,
but the side armor that was throwing on the 1 walk, we were like, how is he going to lay off that? The first pitch, he looked at it and was wicked.
Oh, yeah.
And couldn't touch it.
Right.
He went back to the pitch the next time, and Suzuki fouls it off.
Yep.
And then the next time around, he lays off it. It goes out of the zone, takes first base.
I think there was one of them where it was a check swing, and we were like,
well, there was. I think almost rang him up. I think.
Yeah, like me, you, and Kevin were sitting there like, that could have gone either way. Yeah. Umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt because
he gets the benefit of the doubt on something like that because of his discipline at the plate. You know, it's like Greg Maddux. I shouldn't make this comparison this early in his career. I'm just saying, but it's like Greg Maddux getting calls. It's like Michael Jordan getting calls. Yeah. When you show over and over that you have something that is special, a trait, you're going to get that call more often than the other guy. You just are.
For sure.
Because they're going to trust that you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
11 games in, he's already starting to show that.
Yeah.
That he's that disciplined at the plate. He knows exactly where the strike zone is, despite the fact that he's not looking at video yet.
Right. Yeah, that's the biggest wild thing about it. Yeah, he's, I don't think there's a player that I'm going to be super excited about that walked 3 times as much as Suzuki, but I mean, again, he's just giving you quality at bats. He's making pitchers throw pitches. And again, he is not someone that teams want to face right now. And to me, it's like, when does the league figure him out? When do they figure him out? And right now, it's just like, it seems like it's going to be a long while.
I don't know what the adjustment is, but certainly they've made adjustments on him already.
Yeah.
But they haven't found a way to get him to consistently reach outside of the strike zone.
Right.
I
think that's the beautiful thing is that he just knows the strike zone so well, and that's a rare thing in baseball.
And he can't be tempted.
Right.
Very rarely do you tempt him to swing outside of it, and one of the few times he does, it's an RBI single.
Right.
Early in the season. So, he's been great. I just saw somebody say on the chat, I think it was Scott, that Wisdom did play center field once in the minors.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's nothing.
Yeah, Scott lives out in Iowa, so he's probably been over to Des Moines.
Yeah, but that's playing it once in the minors
once
is like nothing.
Minors, yeah.
So that's sort of incredible. Cubs lose 6-5, still have a chance to win the series. And listen, what you want to do is pile up series wins.
Yeah.
You're not going to win every game, and as everybody's mentioned in the chat that's with us, the Rays are a good team. You were in this game. You had a chance to win it, sure. But in reality, the Rays took control of this game, and you were just making it interesting.
Exactly.
So I never felt like, the Cubs are going to win this game, but I did feel like they're getting back in the game. Mm-hmm. There's a difference there, And
like there's so many times with the old core in the final years where they would get down 3 or 4-0, and then all of a sudden it'd end up being like 9-0 or something, or it would just be a 4-0 game all the way through. And you just never felt like, especially when they would get down 3 or 4-0, you always felt like they had no chance of coming back. And a lot of that was because of a lot of the swing and miss that we saw. So, not saying that I don't miss Rizzo, Baez, or Bryant, but also at the same time, there's just something about this team that has this fire in them that I don't know if it's David Ross or
Rossi's
what.
boys don't quit. Rossi's
they
boys
just
don't quit.
And I'm not big on like moral victories, but there's a lot of things you can take from this game to go in tomorrow and be like, this is a positive. This is something we can take into it. And every team does that, but like as a fan, I feel like we need to do that as well to just know that, hey, there's things to look forward to.
Luke Benson says Ump's going to start looking to Seiya for calls. Hey, man, I just know it is, I can't say this enough. It's refreshing to watch a major league player breaking into the game with that kind of discipline at the plate. He is a real hitter. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not just a slugger. He's not a slap hitter. He is a professional hitter, and he's a really, really good one.
Oh, yeah.
I think I never imagined that he would be this good this early.
Right. And I mentioned launch angle and stuff like that earlier. There are a lot more, I don't want to call them prototypical Adam Dunns in the league, but you feel like there's a lot of boom or bust type players in the league because of launch angle and stuff like that today. So the professional hitters, like we are, saying about Seiya Suzuki, it is really refreshing because you're getting a little bit of everything, and honestly, we need more of it.
Yeah, Harley says this offense is the complete opposite of what it was this time last year. It's great to see, guys like Seiya go up there and give you that consistency, and really they are. I mean, they didn't have a great offensive night. It was a cold night at Wrigley Field. But when a guy gets on base 3 times, how can you knock that? Like,
right.
He didn't even have to take the bat off his shoulder, and he was on base 3 times.
Right.
And you had some other guys deliver. You had a pinch hit home run. You had a triple into the corner. So they had some timely hitting. They just didn't have enough of it tonight. So
yeah. Again, you got to give a lot of credit to the Rays pitching, and it's not like a new story that the Rays pitching is good. Like, I couldn't tell you half the names on their roster, but they just find guys, throw them in there, and they just do what they're supposed to do.
Cody, I'm giving you.
So tonight on the bet show, I was just telling people to take no run first inning. It was at -136. I put that on PointsBet. If you rode with me, congratulations. If the Cubs lost, but you still won some money. And again, I made that bet on PointsBet, which is the best way to support CHGO. Is if you download the PointsBet app and you use code CHGO when you sign up. Wow. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you. Remember that PointsBet is your home for live in-game betting. They even have a new exclusive feature, live NBA same-game parlay. For the first time ever, build the perfect live same-game parlay only with PointsBet. Combine your favorite bets anytime during the game. You can even boost your live same-game parlays. And now, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can actually download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. Say it every show, Luke did it, and if Luke can do it, all of you can do it, because have you seen this guy look at his phone? I'm telling you, it's a sight.
It's a clown comment, bro. It's a clown comment.
Signing up with the fastest sportsbook is now easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. Use code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. If you have a problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Our next partner has a product I use literally every day. Started taking AG1 because I didn't have time, wanted better gut health, more energy, and an optimized immune system. Now I've been on it for over a month. I love it. It doesn't taste super healthy. It's kind of mild and tropical, and I look forward to trying it every morning. So what is it? Well, it's 1 scoop of AG1 and you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to start your day right. It's a blend of ingredients supporting your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, aging, all things you need to work on, especially after working late after a Cubs game, right? So I get a noticeable boost of energy in the morning. I do it first thing when I get up, empty stomach, and giddy up, I'm off to go. The day's starting correctly. I'm energized. I'm ready to go. It's lifestyle friendly. I don't care if you're keto, paleo, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free. You're all good with AG1, and you're investing in all-in-one nutritional insurance for $3 a day. I should say less than $3 a day. What can you get for less than $3 a day? Almost nothing.
Almost nothing.
You can get AG1 for less than $3 a day. It's recommended by professional athletes, more than 7,000 5-star reviews. And right now it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just one scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs. Again, athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. All right, we had some activity. We mentioned that, Cubs lose 6-5, still a chance to get the series win. But we did mention, before the season started that while this podcast goes on, there will be a lot of activity as well in the minor leagues that we're going to want to keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is about the development of the team at the major league level, but it's also about the development of what's going on down on the farm. And so we saw Brendan Davis hit a home run opposite field.
Yes.
That's encouraging.
Yes. What's encouraging to me...
His second, correct?
Yeah, I think it's his second. Correct us in the comments if we're wrong about that. What's encouraging to me about it is that he did go opposite field. I remember him hitting one in spring training opposite field before they sent him off to minor league camp. That's encouraging to me because that shows that this guy is he's trying to go all fields. And
Oppo Taco Tuesday.
Yeah,
I wrote that in my notes.
Yeah, good job, Stucky. A lot of we talked about the Rizzos and the Schwarbers and Bryant and Baez and everything. A lot of those guys. I mean, Bryant was probably out of all of those guys. Bryant was the one who probably went Oppo a little bit more as far as just not even homer wise, but just using all fields. I felt like Rizzo a little bit too would probably be right there.
Yeah,
but like a lot of these hitters the Cubs have, a lot of them are using all field, you know what I mean? And if Brendan Davis can do that and bring that power that we know he has, I mean, there's a reason he's number 15 prospect in all of baseball. Like once he gets adjusted to that, fully gets adjusted to that AAA pitching, he's going to be real good if he's already doing that now. With the going at tall fields. Yeah,
we're hoping Ryan Herrera is going to be able to join us after he gets done in the clubhouse at Wrigley Field. And Ryan has been the guy that has told us since he went to Arizona, hey, Brendan Davis isn't coming up till at least middle of the season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least late middle of the season. And the reasoning is probably correct in that the Cubs want to see what they have now. Like they believe they know what they have in Brendan Davis. They also want to find out what they have in some of these other guys that are playing. Hermosillo, Patrick Wisdom was out in center field today. Ian Happ's had some really good at-bats here, hitting much better from the right side of the plate. What do you have, 6 hits now from the right side of the plate this season?
Mm-hmm. 6 for 13?
6 for 13. I might be 6 for 14 now, but yeah, he's looked better from the right side, and he's come up with some big hits. And so they want to see what they have. Frazier is a guy they're still waiting to see what they've got there. I mean, that's a low investment that could have a high reward.
Right. And, another thing with Davis is that from what I've read, his strikeout rate's kind of high down there in Iowa right now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's going to I see people every day. It's like the Cubs need to call up Davis now. It's like, if this guy's striking out a ton in Iowa right now, I think he's going to need a few more at bats. You know, he didn't even get 100 at bats in Iowa last year. I know he went from South Bend all the way to Iowa by the end of the year, but like, and because of that, I thought maybe he would be ready opening day for the Cubs. But, you know, clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. So
there's no reason to really rush him.
And that too. Yeah.
You know, Little Yumper's pointing out that Bruce Levine and some others have said, you know, Cubs brass would like him to do a whole year at AAA. That's probably true. However, if he pushes it and shows them this isn't challenging anymore, that'll change.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, again, it will I do think it will come down if, like, you know, Hermosillo still doesn't have a hit this year. And I'm high on him. Like, I think he can be a part of the next great Cubs team. But, you know, if we're sitting in June and this guy is hitting below 200 or whatever and not really being a factor, I mean, that's only going to boost that up a little bit more, I think. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, if the Cubs are in it. You know what I mean? We got to wait to get there, right? But, like,
yes.
It's going to be – it will be interesting if the Cubs are in it come June, July, and, you know, they need a bat.
Right.
And you're not going to expect them to go out and trade for one, right? Like, I
wouldn't think so.
And I wouldn't want them to.
No, because it'd be reversing course on what their plan is.
Right.
They've got a plan in place, and you kind of go with it.
Right.
So if you're getting that, it's from somewhere within your own organization, you would think, for the most part. At least something like that, like a bat. You're not going to rent some guy for a couple months and cost yourself a bunch of the prospects that you just brought on. Another factor is, and some fans might not want to hear this, but it is true, the relationship with Hayward in center and Suzuki in right. They like that.
Yeah.
They like that relationship, getting him used to it. Everything's going well for Seiya. Mm-hmm. You know, that doesn't have to be all season that he's out there in center field, but I think right now they like what they have. They're seeing what they're getting out of these other guys. Hayward's playing in center field. Seiya's great in right, and we'll see what happens when he gets here, but it's not that far off.
Right.
You know, we're not talking about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an IL stint from somebody. You know,
that
a significant IL stint. But yeah, right now there's too many bats and too many outfielders in this lineup.
I just looked up Brennan Davis on Baseball Reference, and in Iowa this year, his slash line, it's off to a not very good start. Again, it's only been 11 games.
Right. Opposite field home runs.
So,
nice. That's
an opposite field home run tonight is good.
That's the type of thing that can also
So his slash line is he's batting 189 with an on base of 318, and his slugging is 324. That's not good. That's not what you want out of your top prospect. But and then to add on, in 37 at bats, he has 15 strikeouts. So that goes back to what I was saying about. I mean, that's nearly half of his at bats he's striking out. So off to a slow start, gonna need to adjust. It's good. I mean, he has shown at other levels that he will adjust. So he's the top or number 15 prospect in all of baseball for a reason. I'm looking forward to seeing that, that adjustment. So let's just give him some time. And yeah, we got some guys right now. We'll be okay. And again, we're developing.
And I saw Pete Crow Armstrong had a inside the park home run, but it looked like the outfielder, the ball went under the wall, and he kind of just threw his hands up, and Armstrong just kept rounding the bases. So it was maybe not the typical inside the park home run, but that's another player, just another guy in the pipeline that the Cubs are excited about.
Oh yeah, he was part of the Javi Baez trade.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a few years for him for sure. As far as what I've read.
Oh, he's behind Brennan Davis for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah. He's definitely someone that I feel like we could see. If depending on how this year goes, like maybe late next year, but more so 2024. But yeah, as far as what people have talked about him, they've really talked about his outfield defense and stuff like that. So as far as a hitter, I'm still looking forward to learning more about that. But it's another guy, so I'm excited about
Omar. It. I'm not reading that. He's not a. I'm just gonna say you're not a Jason Hayward fan.
He's not a Jason Hayward guy. Jason Hayward did he did play tonight.
Yeah,
didn't he? Yeah, but Wisdom batted for him. Yeah, well,
we'll see. Brennan Davis is exciting. It was good to see the opposite field home run. He's not coming up anytime soon.
right.
Hey, if you enjoy CHGO, one way to help us continue to grow is to download the PointsBet app and use the code CHGO when you sign up. Not only will you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, but if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. You also get to read Ryan Herrera's articles out from Wrigley Field. Hoping he's going to jump on here on the show in just a little. Jared, yeah.
I just wrote an article.
Oh, you did? That was very good about Jake Arrieta, your favorite moments. Is that it? Correct?
Yeah. The headline says the best moments of Jake Arrieta's Cubs career, but it's basically just my 5 favorite moments.
Very good. You can look for that. And if you have any questions about PointsBet, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you out. And in case you missed it, online sign-up is available in Illinois right now. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account, start to finish, all from your phone. You can do it in less than 5 minutes. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook, easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet, live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. CHGO, we're staying busy here, man. Podcasts, live shows, every team, every day. If your friends haven't heard about us, tell a friend.
You should tell your friends about the Bulls watch party we got going on Friday.
Big watch party coming up. Make sure you rate and review the podcast.
Yes.
Give us, a little 5-star review. Throw a little something our way. Be nice.
5-star review. Even leave a review. Hopefully, only if it's nice, though. Of course.
I mean, don't make fun of Cody's shoes.
Yeah,
that hurts his feelings.
Yeah, don't do that.
We have post-game shows after the game. Premium written content for the members at allchgo.com. The dope merch is really starting to come in now.
Yeah, I saw.
Kevin's got one of the shirts on.
Yeah.
Today.
And I saw.
Did you buy that one, or was that a free one?
So I had to pay for shipping, but I did get the free shirt. They charge you like $5 for shipping.
Gotcha. Was that for a membership or was that from the bosses?
That was from the bosses.
See, now I didn't get my free shirt yet. What is going on with that?
Yeah, I haven't even got my free shirt.
Kevin got his.
I don't know. Talk to other Kevin. Talk to Big Boss Kevin. He'll send you the little
He's
code.
Getting a piece of my mind when I come in tomorrow.
The dope merch is flying in, but it hasn't arrived at my house yet.
Well, what about the CHGO Cubs crew, man? We're here after dark. We're vibing out. We should have our shirts.
CHGO Cubs after dark. We should be vibing with those shirts. I would agree with that. I don't even know what it means, but I would agree with it. You get a free shirt when you become a member. Members only Discord, the CHGO Lounge. I am looking forward to the shirt, because I've started to see him now around the building.
Mm-hmm. Did you get the Cubs one, or did you just get like the one that
I got the one. Kevin's got the one that is the Chicago flag with CHGO underneath. Up higher. Go up a little higher. There it is. There's. I ordered the one that is like that, only the CHGO and the flag are gray. They're like a charcoal gray. They're very similar shirts. It's a black shirt with the logo is like a charcoal gray.
Yeah, I got the one.
I think I saw Matt Peck had it.
Yeah.
I think Peck had it.
Yeah, Peck, he tweeted it out. I obviously I wore the one with the flag like on your chest, like on the.
And you have the Cubs one.
Yeah, and then I got the Cubs one. Yeah.
Pretty sweet. So that
can't wait to get my free one though.
The best stuff is free stuff, right?
The Chicago Sky one would look good with those shoes, I think. I know it's not total sky color. You're halfway. You got the yellow, but I think that would be quite the fit.
You don't have to be quite matchy-matchy.
Yeah.
No. It would be nice, potentially.
Yeah.
Listen, there's something going on. We saw this before the game, and the Padres are now going to be the first team to have an advertisement logo on their jerseys. They're going to go with a Motorola on the sleeve.
Yeah.
Which kind of got us talking about. We said we got to talk about this on the post-game show or the podcast.
I was gonna say,
what are we gonna? There it is. If you're watching it on
YouTube,
you can see that we have thrown the CHGO logo, or one of our CHGO logos, on Kyle Hendricks' sleeve. It looks nice. I'm not gonna lie, it looks nice. Now I don't know what that's gonna cost. We probably lay a few people off, but whatever would have to happen.
Is that Wiener Circle?
That is the Wiener Circle logo on. I mean, that would be bold.
That would be incredible, honestly.
That would be pretty funny if
yeah.
Vienna beef or wiener circle or one on each shoulder. You still have the Cubs. It's still the traditional Cubs home pinstripe jersey, but you have the wiener circle, obvious shirts. Maybe Joe at obvious shirts will throw a little cash their way.
Right.
Maybe
Shout
a little partnership there.
Yeah.
But so far, I like the CHGO.
Yeah, me too. As far as like the
Now, see, that's the one I'm calling for.
just
If people
put my
can't see this
face.
home. It's just Cody. It's a sketch of Cody's face. And now that would be, I don't know what it would cost you, Cody, but you would have to sell all your Jordans for sure.
Oh yeah.
To be able to afford whatever the Cubs are going to charge for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no from me, dog. But
What would you like to see? Okay, Wiener Circle. It's going to be too expensive for
Right.
Wiener Circle. Maybe not too expensive for Vienna beef.
yeah,
I just feel like we would like to see it be whatever.
Chicago.
It's going to come to the Cubs eventually.
Right.
That's what we're getting at.
right.
Like
People can
it's
be mad
inevitable.
about it. People would be mad about it. 'cause
It's
people
inevitable.
already
Every major
are.
league team is going to have it on their sleeve,
Right.
and within a couple years it'll be on both sleeves.
Right.
I don't need it to be. I don't need NASCAR. I don't need it all over their bodies. I'm okay with it on one sleeve on a patch or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine. If it allows you to sign Correa next year, go ahead and put the patch on your sleeve.
Right. I on Twitter, our friend Dom Frederick was he was all aboard the put the Taco Bell logo on there because that Taco Bell in Wrigleyville was such a legendary place. But I mean, you know, as far as like a Chicago place, Benny's Beverage Depot, like
Benny's
that would
Beverage
be
Depot
that
on the
would be
sleeve.
sick if Benny's was one though.
I don't think. So what are Chicago companies? Walgreens, McDonald's, WeatherTech. That's a good one.
Oh, with a W, yeah. Maybe they could recreate the logo with the, yeah.
What was,
it's kind of like with Wintrust, like there as well, right?
Why can't I think of this? Coming to America, it wasn't McDonald's, it was McDowell's. Yeah.
Oh,
here we go.
There he is.
Here we go. Herrera in the house.
He's calling. Are we
We'll
answering?
get him in a moment here.
He's coming up. Okay, so we threw out someone. I just believe when it happens, you will not see a Chicago brand. It won't be Lou Malnati's. My guess is it'll be something like, what do the Bulls have? Zenny
yeah.
eyeglasses or something like that on their jersey. I don't even know what Zenny glasses are.
Right.
So more than likely, it's something
Be like
that.
guaranteed rate or something like that.
Right.
Which I get the anger behind it. Like I saw a lot of people with a lot of negative thoughts behind it, like the Padres adding Motorola. And it wasn't because of the Padres doing this. It was more so as like they know that this is going to come to all across baseball.
Right.
And I mean, I'm kind of with people. Like baseball is like the jersey is one of the last ones left that really didn't have a lot of.
We get some people
stuff.
suggesting stuff here. Wintrust, a Chicago thing. Ginger says Jewel Osco. What if it said, as people, the Jewels? What if it said the Jewels? Really make it Chicago.
Yeah,
The Jewels.
I know a lot of people
Run-in pizza?
were trolling saying that Chelsea would be one for because of the Ricketts, but that was just a joke, obviously. But
Still no Ryan?
Yeah, we're waiting to get him his
Gotcha.
connection timed out, but we'll get him in a second here.
he says he's stuck in the loading screen on Slack.
Stuck in the loading screen. Anyways,
We'll get him.
I don't know. As for tomorrow, you have Stroman on the hill.
Yep.
Against Rasmussen in the series finale. Last time out, 4 innings, 5 runs against the Rockies. And the frustrating part was the Cubs had a 3-0 lead. It wasn't as good as his first start, but if you have to have somebody on the mound in a rubber game against the Rays, Marcus Stroman would be the guy you want to hand the ball to right now.
Yeah, and I mean, well, he was with the Blue Jays a few years ago. I doubt there's many players left from that Rays roster that he faced, but he has experience going up against an AL team, so that's kind of a good perk to have. Yeah, bounce back start for him, right? Like, like you said, they had a lead, and as their guy, like the $20 million+ guy, this is why you sign a guy like that, because you need to go out and win a series. I don't care if it's April. This is why you sign Marcus Stroman. This is why you pay him the big bucks. Just go out and give me 6 innings tomorrow. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking for 6
innings
strong.
really would be nice. You know what? It's supposed to be nicer tomorrow, weather, like temperature-wise, I guess, but potentially rain. So let's just see if the game gets in.
Well,
day game at Wrigley Field.
Right.
And then really nice weather coming later in the week.
Right. Thank God.
Which Cody is vibing. If you don't know.
I'll be vibing in the.
Everybody's vibing these days.
Vibing at Wrigley on Saturday with my girlfriend. This is, like I said, this is a big bounce back for Marcus Stroman, and I like the offense. The offense has fought the last 2 nights. I admittedly don't know a ton about Rasmussen, but. The Cubs have been able to put up good at bats against most of their staff so far this series. So, why not tomorrow?
I think it'll be interesting just to see the lineup, because the one name that I was surprised wasn't in the lineup, and again, David Ross knows a billion times more than I do about baseball.
Yeah.
But with Wisdom being so hot, I was surprised he wasn't even starting in the game.
Yeah. Because
he was 7 for his last 13 with 5 doubles and 5 RBI, and I thought, well, of course you're going to ride the hot bat. He didn't, but he got him in there for that pinch hit right away, and that brought the Cubs back into the game. So I'll be interested to see what lineup he goes with. Suzuki was batting second in the lineup. Do you like him there? Do you like him third? Do you like him fifth? Where do you want Suzuki in the lineup? He was on base 3 times.
Yeah. It's tough because I felt like when he was lower in the lineup, he came up with guys on base more often. And tonight he came up with no one on.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what I want. Tomorrow I honestly wouldn't be mad if they put him back in 4 and maybe put Wisdom third to give him some protection or give Wisdom some protection.
Well, in the broadcast they said he asked David Ross, where do you see me in the lineup? And he said batting second. Asked him, where did you bat in Japan? He said third. So I think one of those 2 spots might be the right spot. Yeah. All right, Ryan's here. Ryan, what was talked about in the podium, press conference, clubhouse? And we know you've been busy.
David Ross talked about it. Ian Happ, I kind of heard you guys talking about it, but a lot of fight out of the lineup. You saw that today, regardless if they fall behind. It was 4-0 at one point. Made it a 1-run game. And then, I tweeted it out earlier that overturned double play call could loom large later on. That Franco ended up hitting the home run, and clearly they lost by 1 run. So just call me Nostradamus or something. But
you're so smart,
Ryan. The vibe, or just the lineup doesn't really give up, and it feels like maybe in the past you kind of felt like as soon as the Cubs went down a few runs, it was there's not a lot of game's kind of over with this lineup. As far as just what everyone in the locker room and Rossi talks about, it kind of feels like this lineup they're going to keep putting good at bats together and kind of not feel out of the game when it's the 4th inning and they're down 4-0. That's just kind of the vibe, and I think that's what we got in the sense of throughout the first 11 games of the season. Is just that this new look offense is going to keep putting good at bats together and kind of keep themselves in games. And then on the flip side, Justin Steele had his worst start of the year. Was it 2 2/3 for him, 4 earned runs. He said that he couldn't really the forcing. He said he felt really good with the forcing and the slider early on. You kind of saw that with the 7-pitch first inning. The second inning it lasted a little bit more, but he got through it pretty quickly. And that 3rd inning is when he kind of started struggling. He said he couldn't find the 4 seam, started going more to the 2 seam, and then just kind of was missing. Was missing up, and then Tommy Hotovy kind of came out and they tried to work through some things, but he's ultimately couldn't find the feel for it. That was he just steals 3 starts in, but that's he said it's his worst. That's the worst he's looked so far this year, but. He's going to work on some stuff. He said he already knows what he wants to do for his next bullpen. So, you hope again. I don't think any starter has made it through the 6th inning yet so far. And I think Steele definitely hoped that he could have today, but that's we'll see see where that goes from here.
We were both surprised watching. Were you surprised that all of a sudden Patrick Wisdom was in center field? I didn't even know he could play center field.
Well, so we asked Rossi beforehand, why if Wisdom was out of the lineup, because when Nico hit that home run on opening day, and the next day he was supposed to be out of the lineup, Rossi kind of like, it goes against my gut to want to take a guy out the day after he homered. And you kind of asked him again today. It's like, Patrick Wisdom just homered yesterday. He's out of the lineup today. But I think so that all kind of came from, Rossi knowing that the Rays are throwing an opener. And Rossi wanted to have Wisdom and just some of those right-handed hitters where he could find really good matchups that he liked. And that's why, bringing in a pinch hitter in the fourth inning is kind of seems early. But with that opener, that kind of changes up how he manages. He wanted to manage the bats on the bench and just the lineup in general. And so that's why Wisdom came up in that spot. I don't know why he stayed out in center. Wisdom said, I think it was basically to keep his bat in the lineup without kind of shifting around too much. I think I want to say Megan Montemurro tweeted out something that he played like one game or two games in AAA or in the minor leagues at some point, center field. But he was just like, I didn't know beforehand that could be a possibility, but as soon as it kind of was looking that way, they asked me if I was comfortable in center, and he was like, you just give me a glove and I'll play that position. So, it's just, I think it was just one of those things where they want, that was the matchup that they found was batting him for Hayward, the one they wanted. And he said he was comfortable in center field. They believed that he could, play good enough center field to warrant being out there. They definitely wanted to keep the bat in the lineup. So they just tried him out there. Clearly didn't make a bunch of errors out there. So I think the call to, and then he hit a home run. So the call to put Wisdom in that spot clearly was the right one. And so, they believed in him. He believed in himself that he could play out there, and clearly it worked out. So, I was surprised. When I looked out there, to answer your question, when I looked out there, I was like, is that Wisdom still in center field? Serviceable center fielder right there. And that's kind of all you ask for as a guy that came off the bench today.
Yeah. That's it's interesting because, with this, the way that he's came to the Cubs and everything like that, and, with the slow start, and now he's hitting, and apparently he can play center field. We already knew he could play at least left field, and he plays a really good third base. It's like, you're getting
versatility. You're
getting versatility, and you're getting, honestly, you're getting more production than you really expected, considering the tough ending to 2021 after the league adjusted to him. The league's going to adjust again to what he's adjusted to, but how long is that going to take? Or even if they do, who knows? Like, he's just since the series in Colorado, he's just been hitting. And I thought I was a little afraid coming back to Wrigley with them having to face the Rays, and he's been hitting still. So, it's great to see. For me as the fan guy here, it's it's always easy to root for those guys who just have something to prove. And like we were sitting there on the couch and we were saying, this guy's looking to prove he has value, right? Like,
right.
So for him to just be like, give me a glove, I'll play wherever you want me to play. Like, I love that.
I liked of things that happened in this game, the Madrigal relay throw.
Yes.
From Happ to Madrigal to Contreras. That was a play that also, was another review that also could. The first review flipped the game. The second review could have flipped the game a little bit too. And was there any talk of that? I thought it was the relay throw wasn't like it was perfect and online, but they got it there and they got him at the plate. Maybe it was close, but the call was he was out at the plate. What?
What did you think, Ryan?
Looking at the replay, I was trying to find it. Because the original call was out, right?
Out, right, and that's why I think they just stuck with it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't say confirmed, right? They said it stands. I know on one of the other ones they called confirmed. Yeah. So I do know that it's like football when they call something stands, they just don't have enough to overturn it. When they confirm it, then they know clearly. In the replay, there's the different angles. Like I was looking at did Arozarena's foot come off or kind of accidentally go over home? There's not enough angles to overturn it. I thought maybe maybe he got if he was able to get that toe down, he definitely got in, I think, ahead of when Wilson actually tagged him. But I mean, just the angles itself, there was not a lot enough to overturn it. But yeah, we kind of asked about the relay itself. Hap going and getting it, with the ivy not fully grown yet, is that bounce off the wall can be a little different, a little difficult. Than him, that the good throw to Nick Madrigal and the perfect throw down to Wilson at home plate. I mean, that's what Ross, I think, he's like, that's good baseball. He's like, the manager loves to see that, obviously. He's a little smile on his face. I tweeted, because Nick Madrigal's nickname is Nicky Two Strikes. I said it should actually be Nicky Big Arm. Hasn't caught on yet, so he's gonna need to do a few more of those.
Work on that.
he's gonna need to do a few more of those really nice throws to catch on. Maybe I'll just start tweeting it out when he makes it like a regular 4-3 ground a regular role play. So routine ground up.
Any other final nuggets as we get ready for the series finale and Cubs trying to win another series?
Not too many nuggets. I said it earlier, but that Hap one. We talked about the shift and how next year it should be gone, or they should be regulating it a little more.
Yeah.
And that Hap. He's 101.7 miles per hour exit velocity. The seventh inning, the ended up 4-3 ground out. 101.7 mile per hour exit velocity. It was like a 590 expected batting average. Guy's just playing in shallow right field and gets the ground out. I mean, that's when I say, like, when people say ban the ship, I think that's what they're talking about. Because second baseman shouldn't be playing 10 feet away from the right fielder, but. Hap himself is like, they didn't have the whole at bat. So they actually just put that shift down like right before the pitch. So maybe they figured, I didn't see where the placement was. Maybe they figured the way, if Hap were to hit whatever pitch was getting thrown, it was going to go over there. But yeah, I mean, that's what the rules allow now. So you can't fault the Rays for doing it. Just, we'll see how that changes next year. But did you guys actually see Anthony Rizzo today?
Yes, we did. We talked about it a little bit. That one, that's even crazier.
Yeah.
4 outfilders, no one on the left side of the infield. That's when people talk about banning the shift, I think that's what they're talking about. Like, that is horrendous. But didn't he walk or something? Rizzo, I think, walked during that plate appearance. Whatever.
Yeah, he did.
There you go. The other thing I had is I guess I'm involved in who you got now. Should I be sending my picks in?
When you're here for road games that you're not at, who you got? The word was that you took Doug Bruno. No, I don't know where that came from, but
we could just start asking him every night, like, who you got tomorrow.
Yeah, you could send in your who you got, but it goes in order now. See, I had the first choice, so now I get last choice next time.
Okay, so who gets first choice?
Well, are we doing it for the game tomorrow? Who you got? We probably have to go. Who you got? You want to do your who you got right now?
I'm gonna do it who
for the next game.
Right
as well.
Yeah, just real quick.
Who's pitching tomorrow?
You can have the first. You can have the first pick on who you got.
Rasmussen's pitching
Drew
tomorrow.
Rasmussen, huh? Okay, so who you got? Is that just like who's gonna get a hit? Who's gonna do the best? Like what?
Basically,
who's gonna be the star of the game?
Who's gonna be the star?
Who's
star of the game? Star of the game. I'll get back to you. I'll send it in tomorrow.
He's forfeiting his pick.
All right. I'm taking Seiya one more time.
Man.
I'm just gonna do it.
Right,
right?
Ryan, it was
I'm
right there for
you. Actually, star of the game. Marcus Stroman tomorrow.
That was my
I love
pick.
it.
That was my pick, the Stro show.
He's going to shove 7 innings tomorrow right down their throats, and we're going to win 2 out of 3. We're going to face the Pirates, sweep them, and we're going to be so back that Luke's going to be disgusted by me for being so happy.
So that leaves me to pick, who am I picking my who you got? Now, I would say Wisdom, but I can't be a positive that Wisdom will be in the lineup. Ross has shown it doesn't matter if he hits a home run that he might not be in the lineup. So, Wilson Contreras going to be in the lineup? Ian Happ going to be in the lineup? You know what? I'll go Patrick Wisdom. I'll go Patrick Wisdom.
All right, he's locking it in.
I'm locking in with Wisdom.
Watch, we're locking in these picks, and then the game gets rained out tomorrow or something.
Well, that might happen.
That might happen. Not looking too good, but hopefully we get word on that earlier than last time.
Perhaps, yes.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Cubs go for the series win.
Yes.
With Marcus Stroman on the hill, they lose 6-5 to the Rays in Game 2. Thanks for dropping in to check out the CHGO.
Corey and Brendan tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Corey and Brendan tomorrow. Thanks for dropping in.
For the series recap, it'll be what, tomorrow night, like 7:30?
Yes. Well, one way or another they will be. Even if it rains out, they'll be the guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this edition of the CHGO Cubs podcast. Fly the W. Maybe we get one more series win. We'll see what happens at Wrigley Field on Wednesday.